All right, and then I'm actually got this like this.
So, what do you want the topic of discussion to be for this one, Power?
I'm definitely thinking of course, like I said last time, we definitely got to touch on Multiverse of Madness. Now, I feel like we waited long enough. At this point, if people ain't seen it, they ain't seen it.
Right.
Um, that can be one thing, and then of course, we just, like I said, this is just all about going off the cuff. Just like just talking our normal talk. You know what I mean? All right, let me throw this up. Yeah. But I don't know. That might be my next project, because I got a few people that are into like really
The hell?
that are into like really like the same thing. They have that same passion for for the city and stuff. So I feel like that's something that I would really like to maybe start up, especially because like I said, I got people that are already working on that or in that realm. So all right, we
We fade
are.
in now.
Yep. Yeah, because that's so I learned if I just keep us in there while I throw up everything else, will still be able to talk and everything while I have everything while everything's going on. Unless except when I do that. So when I do that, if it has music in the background of it, it'll mute us both. And let that rock.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we live. We back at it. We had to take a few weeks off. Some personal stuff that had to get handled. But we back. How am I sounding? I'm sounding good?
You sound straight. How about me? Am I clear?
Yeah, you clear as day.
Even better.
And it is a clear day. Oh man. So, this past month has been crazy when it comes to comic books. We've gotten so much new content from both sides of the big two. We got the Batman just dropped. You get to see the Batman yet?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. We got Multiverse of Madness, Moon Knight. And in this month we got Kenobi coming up, which is gonna be really interesting. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Kenobi's going to be different, man. They've really let it be known that the rebellion is going to be televised.
Yeah. And I guess it's also we got Andor as well. Andor is supposed to be coming out. It's later in the pipeline already, later down the line.
Right.
So that's gonna be dope.
They're also giving Rosario Dawson her own show as
Oh
Ahsoka.
yeah, Ahsoka. Yep, we got Ahsoka on the pipeline. We got what I think they're doing season 2 of the Bad Batch.
Mm.
So and all of it ties in, and of course, we got Mando season 3 later on, and of course, hopefully we'll be getting a Boba Fett, book of Boba Fett, book 2. Hopefully we'll be getting that too. I don't know. I enjoy the show. I mean, kind of got tight that it turned into Mando season 2.0 or 2.5. I mean,
well, he needed backup. This is the way.
he needed backup, but it's just like you really made the last 3 episodes about Mando and Grogu when you could have really just did that in season 3 and been able to expand on it a little bit more. Got to see more Jedi training for baby Grogu. Well, he's not even a baby. The man 50 years old. Let me stop calling him baby. Stop calling him a baby. He's 50 years old. Respect his authority.
Yeah. He's out there force choking people.
Exactly. Oh, look at baby Yoda. Name's Grogu, damn it. I don't even know
you see
Yoda.
these ears? You know what time it is? The only other person who got ears more recognizable than him is Mickey Mouse. I'm just saying.
It's like, yeah. It's wild that Grogu is literally the only the third known member of that species that we know of. Because there's Yoda, and then there's someone that's older than Yoda that was in the original trilogy. That's like Yoda. That was like Masters or something. I can't remember the name, but yeah, they're part of the Jedi Order as well. They were like older, like way older than Yoda, because Yoda was sitting at, I think, almost like 500.
When Yoda passed, I think he was close to 1,000.
Oh, yep. You're right. That's wild.
Because I was always curious whether or not it was the Force that helped him sustain his life for that long, or was it just a trait with his race?
Well, now we know it's just a trait with his race.
Or it could be a combination of both.
Yeah, probably. Because now, as we're seeing, even Grogu has potential to be even more in tune with the Force than Yoda was. Because technically, Qui-Gon Jinn actually surpassed Yoda. Qui-Gon Jinn was the first person of that era, first Jedi of that era to actually become one with the Force. He was able to become one with the Force before Yoda was. So that's something I found interesting when I learned that. I was like, what? Okay. So it'll be nice to have Liam Neeson come back. Just has maybe a voiceover Force ghost helping Kenobi along his exiled background.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they got Star Wars got a lot coming, and then of course we gotta wait for this next trilogy where it's just gonna be completely about the Old Republic.
I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that, because I
second that.
Because my whole thing, honestly, I'd rather see them go more into depth with the Sith. I'd rather see them do a trilogy about Bane. I'd rather see them do something about what Plagueis the Wise.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, even the whole thing with Malik and Revan and how they fell off the beaten path. There's so much content they could follow, but it's what are they gonna do?
Yeah. And more so, it's about, I feel like the most important part of it is they got all this content, but it's about who they're choosing to bring this content to life. That's the real question. Because that's going to determine everything. That's going to determine how the story's portrayed, how the story is really written, who's going to be playing the roles, and all that's a factor of it being good. Like as we saw with this last trilogy, like they had content that they could use, but the people that they chose to work on it just they weren't it. They let Disney take control and actually make a movie. Like they did good with Rogue One. Rogue One was awesome. It was amazing. But that last the trilogy, I'm just gonna spit my juice box on that one.
Yeah, I really honestly didn't. And I got the whole angle they were trying to go with Rye and it's just
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, I said Rye. I mean Ray.
Yeah.
I got the whole angle
I was
they were
just gonna
trying to
let
go
you
with
go on
that.
I didn't want to. I don't want to point. I didn't want to point that out. I just want to let you go on that. Everybody knew what you meant.
I mean, I feel like them doing her character and them changing the history and them erasing freaking 30 years of content. All it did was make us suffer for it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And now my thing is, this is how I felt like the story should have went. I felt like it should have went like this. All right, boom. We're introduced to Rey. She doesn't know where she's from. We don't know where she's from. That's cool. Her being the granddaughter of Palpatine. Okay, not bad. That's interesting, nonetheless. So we can play with it. But the way I wanted to go is because if you read the original books before they retconned them and made them not canon anymore, Han had two sons, twins. He had two sons. One went to the dark side and the other didn't. I felt like they should have played with that idea a little bit. If they were going to go anywhere with the cloning, they should have went with Ben and Rey are actually Force clones. They were clone. They should have went with the idea that, all right, where did Anakin's hand go? Where did Luke's hand go? They literally could have played it as if, okay, well, Palpatine found Luke's hand and used that to clone.
Well, he does do that in the books.
Yeah.
Because they said that there's a theory now that the Luke Skywalker we see in The Last Jedi is not the actual Luke Skywalker who trains Grogu. Everyone thinks that Luke Skywalker is the clone, and that's why he fell victim to his fear. Now, the thing that's got me confused once again is the whole concept of who's writing it and how they're going about it. Now, what I mean by that is that we've seen multiple different Jedi do different things with the Force. So it's like for Luke Skywalker to be oh so afraid of his nephew to try to kill him in his sleep, and then we see everything Grogu can do. I don't understand. Grogu's force healing people.
Word. Grogu is so small. He was able to lift a whole mudhorn. But you were afraid that like I just don't.
Or look at someone like Mace Windu. Mace Windu is the only one to truly master the seventh form of lightsaber combat, the Vapad. The only one to be able to use the Shatter Point to reach into the dark side of the Force and not be corrupted by it.
Let alone it wasn't even something that he mastered. It's what he created. He created Vapad.
Yes.
And that's why Yoda trained him in a whole different form of the Force, because he knew that Mace's ability to tap into the dark side, not fall to it, but be able to use, and it's not even his dark side either. So if he's going up against a Sith, he's able to pull from their dark side. He's able to pull their dark force as well, to make him stronger and make his attack stronger. So, like, we have characters, like you said, like Mace Windu. We have characters like Grogu, whose force ability is outstanding. Whose force ability is, dare I say, even stronger than Anakin's. Because I personally felt like if Mace and Anakin went toe to toe, Mace was wrecking Anakin.
I mean, shit, if we're going as far, yeah, no, there's no difference. Listen, there's no ifs ands buts about that. I'm taking that motherfucker with the lightsaber all day. But anywho, so my thing with that is though, is that Anakin Skywalker was the quote unquote chosen one. He was the greatest. He was Ali in his prime. But yet we've seen other people surpass him, at least as far as cinema wise, with the stuff he could do. There's nothing that he's overly done with the Force that was also impressive as far as cinema goes.
Honestly, absolutely. Everything we've seen him do is what regular Jedi can do. We haven't seen. I think the point of him being the chosen one is because they claim that he has no father, and that he's a child of the Force, immaculate conception kind of thing.
That and I think also the potency of his bloodline.
What was that?
I said that, not to interrupt you, but that, and I also think that because of the whole potency of his bloodline, because every Skywalker, quote unquote, has shown tremendous potential with the Force. We've seen people do more immaculate or perceptive things with it, but like him, as far as him, we haven't seen him do nothing.
Bro, we've watched a clone, and yes, I'm talking about Star Destroyer, Star Killer.
Go ahead.
Played the game. This man pulled a whole starship out of the sky. He pulled.
He's like, I can't do that. Like, he's like, that thing is massive. He's like, the Force is your ally. Rip it down.
and he just grabs it and just wiggles it and rips it and pulls it down into the planet.
Oh
that
God!
Man is taking down whole starships with the Force. Whole starships with the Force.
Now the funny part was when he was like, "Oh shit, that actually worked." He's like, "You didn't know it was gonna work."
Exactly. Like you said, we've seen other people, other Jedi, no, whether it be Sith or Jedi, do more outstanding things with the Force than Anakin. We've even seen, and so for Luke to be so afraid of Kylo just because he seemed to be strong, super strong,
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, not at all. Like, because clearly we know that he's experienced Grogu and Grogu's ability with the Force. But I don't know, maybe they're playing it as if because Luke knew, his bloodline and how his bloodline was so susceptible to the dark side of the Force. Maybe that's what he was afraid of. Like, oh, he's really strong, but he's also super susceptible to the dark side of the Force because that's just how Skywalkers are. Maybe that's the way they want to play it, but they didn't portray that properly at all. It just looked like, oh my God, he's super strong. He's gonna kill us all. Kill him. Like that. It made like no sense whatsoever on that aspect. And then, so I just feel like they should have had Rey and Kylo be clones of either Anakin, clones of Vader, or clones of Luke. And as we know, because their big thing is cloning people who are Force sensitive, using metachlorians to make people that are Force sensitive. I mean, I just feel like that would have been perfect because it would have also explained their Force connection. You can't just have two people randomly born and then they're like Force twins connected by the Force. Why? How? Why are they connected by the Force? What makes them have that Force connection? Is it because he's a Skywalker and she's a Palpatine? If so, what does that really mean? Has there always been a Skywalker Palpatine thing going on? Is it just like a lineage thing, or Skywalkers and Palpatine meant to be on either side of the Force, always fighting kind of thing? Like, what's the lore behind that?
Right. And if that is the case, in my opinion, they both should have been bad then. Like they showed concept art of what if it really was Supreme Lord Kylo and his mistress and Mistress Palpatine. I was like, you know what? I support that.
Yeah, I mean, no, I like the way they went with having Kylo go from dark side to light side, but at the end, I feel like keep him alive. Don't kill him. You literally just built up this whole tag team arc just for him to die. You built the whole tag team arc just for him to die. They literally would have been the most powerful duo and would have been able to rebuild something better than the Jedi Order.
Talk about a power couple.
Exactly. But here's my other thing. Them kissing threw me all the way off. Because, like, I don't feel like they really built any kind of relationship connection between them to build up to that.
You want to know who I compare that relationship to? I think of like Amy Adams and her relationship with playing Lois Lane with Henry Cavill Superman. Like I like certain people in certain parts, but relationships can't be forced. If they don't have chemistry, they don't have chemistry. So it's like I get what you're saying when you say that, because it's like, all right, you can see like the little attraction, little shit they did, like when he saw her, when they saw each other in the vision, and she was like, "Can you put a shirt on or something?"
Yeah,
like, I get it, little stuff like that. But for them to just like force that relationship, it was just awkward and unclear.
Absolutely, 100%. I feel like there should have been more. They should have had more intimate moments that could have told that relationship story better. Because, like, I don't see. So, and I feel like have that relationship be the reason why he decides to go good, because they never made it clear what was driving him to go good. Or was it just? It was like just her. She's the driving force. But why? Why is she the driving force? Is he like what interested in what the light has to offer now? Is he like does he like not want to continue down the path he was on? Does he feel like he has no redemption now? Like, what is the reason Kylo wants to go good? And if you're gonna make it because of the relationship between them, build the relationship. You spent too much time trying to fake us out with Finn becoming a Jedi. Faked us all the way the hell out with that, which got me all the way tight.
Oh, listen, they couldn't kick off the series with a black Jedi.
But at the same time, it would have benefited them so much.
Listen,
one person that people want, they want a black Jedi. They loved Mace Windu. They love Samuel Jackson, and come to find out, he actually wants to come back.
I bet he does. Listen, man, here's my thing. In a galaxy oh so far, 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 far away, the only black people we see are Billy D. Williams and Samuel Jackson. So I mean, them giving us Finn was like them balancing a treat on our nose. Like, here you go, boy. You got it.
I really feel like that was like hardcore tokenism. They tried so hard. They tried so, but like I feel like with Samuel Jackson, it wasn't, because we got to see him throughout those movies, and then actually be like an actual part, actually have a role. You know what I mean? He was actually in charge of the Jedi Order. He was the leader of the Jedi Order until the Clone Wars broke out, and he chose to step down, give it to Yoda, so he can actually be back on the front lines. So he was actually a really, really, really big part of Star Wars. So I don't even, and of course, we can't, like with Finn, they just gave us it, had him hold a lightsaber for one scene, had him fight with a lightsaber for one scene, and then that's it. And I'm like, there's no other him being. They played with him being force sensitive, played with him holding a lightsaber, and then completely took it away.
And listen, man, they people say that whole anyone who wields a lightsaber is quote unquote force sensitive, but has it truly been confirmed by like Lucas?
No, not at all, not at all. Because anyone can wield a lightsaber. The lightsaber is a thing. The lightsaber is a tool, and this is something that Yoda has already pointed out and said before. The lightsaber doesn't make you a Jedi. Training to fight with a lightsaber doesn't make you a Jedi. Your connection with the Force is what makes you a Jedi.
Yeah. Now, because I actually read a book called The Shatterpoint. It's all about Mace Windu and like how he had to hunt down one of his proteges that had turned dark. And there's a scene where he gets caught, and I'm using my air quotations when I say that. And how he's basically like tied to a chair, getting like interrogated. Why are you here? What are you doing? And he's like, we see your laser sword. We know what you are. And he was like, and he's narrating. He was like, these people have no clue what I am because they think that they've taken away my weapon. He's like, they think the lightsaber is a Jedi's weapon. The Jedi's weapon is not a lightsaber. The Jedi's weapon is the Force, and the Force can never be taken away. And then he proceeds to kick all of their asses while tied to a chair.
I see, it's the Jedi is it's the mind. That's what makes a Jedi, and not a lot of people understand that. And so, but the fact that Finn was force sensitive, they never expanded on his potential. They just immediately said, nope, we're going to have this chick who's only been holding a lightsaber for all about 10 minutes be able to go against freaking Sith Lord apprentice.
And that's another thing that didn't make sense to me. But maybe it's just me.
No. It made no sense. She has no lightsaber training whatsoever. She had no force training whatsoever. So for her to go toe to toe for the very first time with someone who's been training in the dark side of the Force for years and win? No. Now, if they would have written in a story like, okay, remember how at the end of the last one where she hears the voices of the of the Jedi that came before her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they had something like that and had it like signify as if the past Jedi are guiding her, like, or signify that the light side of the Force is guiding her in this battle, that's something different. That's completely different. It would have made way more sense. But point is, she needs to learn how to be a Jedi before she can just go up against a Sith Lord. Because at that point, that completely trashes on Qui-Gon Jinn. That completely trashes on any well-trained Jedi that's gone up against a Sith Lord and died.
I agree.
Come on now. It completely trashes on Kenobi, who was literally the pivotal part of the entire Star Wars storyline. He was a general for years. He fought as a Padawan. He went toe to toe with one of the most feared Sith Lords. Toe to toe as a Padawan and won.
You're talking about when he thought he had killed Maul.
Yeah, thought he had killed Maul.
Oh, and here's the thing: him beating Maul made him one of the first Jedi to defeat a Sith in like a century. So that's what actually got him the elevation to Knight.
Jedi Knight, and Master. No, actually, no, Jedi Knight, and then he became a Jedi Master in the second one. Yeah, because at the end of the first one, after he killed Maul, he became a Jedi Knight, which allowed, and he he was actually the first Padawan to actually be the youngest Jedi Knight to be able to take on a Padawan. Well, actually, he was the youngest person to become a Jedi Knight, and then also the youngest Jedi Knight to take on a Padawan, to be allowed to take on a Padawan. And then in the second one, he becomes a Master and is granted a seat on the council. So it's just, so again, I really feel like this really leads back to the power scaling problem of Disney's Star Wars. Because I didn't watch Rebels, but I watched a few scenes. And the last time people saw Ahsoka before Mandalorian was in Rebels, where she went toe to toe with Vader again, with Anakin. And so she went toe to toe with Darth Vader and survived. Like,
But
so does that mean?
no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
It's just like I'm just trying to figure out like what's the power scaling? What truly is power within this Jedi world? If a master, all these Jedi masters haven't been able to take down a Sith Lord in centuries, and it took one Padawan to come along and take out a Sith Lord, what does that say? But Mace Windu couldn't even kill Sidious. He couldn't even see him.
Whoa. Hold on. We're not going to shine past that like you ain't just say it. We're not
would have.
Whoa, hold on.
He would have.
Listen, Sidious lost that fight. He was holding an L, all right?
He was holding, yes, I give you that. He was holding an L. But in my understanding, I feel like, first off, I was plot armor. Because in all actuality, if that was the case with Mace Windu, he would have just murked him. He would have just killed him. The way Mace Windu's character is written, he would have just killed him. There would have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because like that's what they've been doing. So that was plot armor that protected Sidious. I do want to point that out.
Well, yeah, people have made fun of that in recent years when he was like, "Oh no, he must live." He's like, "You mean the way you let Dooku live?"
Yeah.
Oh God. But hold on. Yeah. Just because I'm sorry, because we're getting a little bit off. But hold on. Back to the thing with Vader. Now, here's my thing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talk about the whole thing with plot armor and moving the story along. Like it gives the character a certain level of clout from what I'm taking from it. Because like you played for Fallen Order, didn't you?
Not all the way through. The mechanics were a little for me.
When you were Cal Kestis?
Yeah, it was a little too loose for me, as in like the gameplay. Yeah, but
because they just made that canon, so that's part of the actual story now. Now Cal Kestis winds up running into him and survives. So it's like my whole thing with that is that I get that he's the big bad guy. He's the guy to sue. He's one of the greatest villains in cinema history.
Didn't go toe to toe with him though. You literally had to run at the end of you literally had to spoilers. You literally had to run at the end of the game because no matter what you do, no matter you try to fight, you stand there for too long, you lose. He kills you.
Right?
So Kestis literally had to run. So we can't count him in there. Ahsoka actually fought him in battle, went toe to toe. She didn't retreat, no surrender. She went toe to toe with him and survived.
Well, I'll give that two reasons for her doing that. One, it's Ahsoka, and two, she's also the person who he trained. So it's like who can know how to beat you better than the person that you taught how to fight?
The person that taught you how to fight.
Yes, true. All right, but still.
So there's only two people that that we know of that can go toe to toe with Vader.
That should be Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
Yep. Even his own Sith master couldn't handle him. Couldn't handle him properly. Well, actually, no. Then technically, wow. Now I'm really thinking about it too. They just made Vader's death for nothing too,
What you mean?
because like Vader died to protect Luke and kill Palpatine.
Right.
Yeah, he may have protected Luke, but he still didn't kill Palpatine.
Well, yeah, because it was revealed that Palpatine had clones of himself, and then everything he did in the final three. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. So it it was So I kind of feel like they did Vader dirty on that. Like, really, like, how you really gonna like that was supposed to be a whole pivotal turning point, and you kind of like trivialized it a little bit by keeping him alive, by keeping Palpatine alive. Smoke should have been Windu.
God, hell no.
Point is, Windu should have at least came back as evil.
Why would he have to be evil?
He should have just came back in general, in some way, shape, or form.
Listen, as long as he comes back with a purple lightsaber and says "motherfucker" at least once, I'll be just fine.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree 100%. That's why I was. I'll be honest with you, I was actually really hoping that would have been Mace Windu to pick up Grogu. But of course, they had to go with Luke. That's what everybody wanted.
Not what I wanted.
It's not what I wanted. Exactly. That's why I said it like that. It's not what I wanted. It's what everybody, air quotes, wanted. No, I wanted Mace Windu to show up and, train Grogu. Because I feel like that would have been perfect. But no, they wanted to keep the small, tiny little gentleness of Baby Yoda. It's like, no, bro, no. They wanted to stick with have that dynamic of, oh, okay, Yoda trained Grogu, Yoda trained Luke. Now Luke trains Grogu. To keep it like to keep it like keep that relationship there. But it's just like I don't know. There were just so many things wrong. So many things wrong with that. And that's bothersome.
Well,
I just hope they fixed it.
It's also one of them things like I think they wanted the visual aspect. Like if you look at that episode from The Mandalorian, not The Mandalorian, excuse me, from the Book of Boba, where he's training Grogu. That's the exact same way Yoda trained him. It's just that the roles are reversed. So just for that cinema view was priceless. But in the same aspect, it's like, are we doing this for the sake of the story, or are we doing this for fan satisfaction?
Exactly. Is it because like I enjoy the fact that they did that. I highly enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, we just saw the whole fan satisfaction thing go sideways with the Illuminati and the Multiverse of Madness. So,
oh my god, that pissed me off so much.
you
so much. She turned the motherfucker into spaghetti.
World's smartest man, now, my ass.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, they. Spoiler alert, of course. I already let y'all know. If whoever's watching, I already let y'all know beforehand. It's definitely gonna be a spoiler. There's spoilers in this.
So that we're gonna give you to the count of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're still listening, it's on you.
Absolutely, you should have been seeing it by now. But so, I'll go first. They gave us the exact actor in which we wanted to be the new Mr. Fantastic. I will say we because I when I first saw the fan art, like the Photoshop edits of him as Mr. Fantastic, I loved it. I was like, that's dope. That's dope. I would love to see a older, more rough, rugged looking Mr. Fantastic. Like he been through something. Like he's seen some shit. And that was great. That was great. But then for you to turn around and do him like that
After labeling him the world's smartest man.
after labeling him the world's smartest man, you just gonna you just like like okay, I get it. 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 I wanted um Ian, was it Ian Owen Ion Grufford, the dude that played, the first Mr. Fantastic. I would have liked to see him because it's a multiverse, so. Didn't even go with the multiverse like version of the Illuminati. They went with that universe's version of Illuminati.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm gonna stay there, but
Yeah, like did he like you give us John Krasinski like we asked for, and then literally within less than 10 minutes, shredding him away, literally. Like this is I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna catch a lot of backlash for this and catch a lot of heat for this. They did him worse than they did Miles Teller and Fan Four Stick.
oh my god. Well,
Right, right. That's saying something.
you swung for the
That is
fences with
saying
that one.
yeah, that is saying something. We haven't even touched on Black Bolt. You want to talk about Black Bolt? Go ahead. You can talk about the Black Bolt situation.
Well, I'm glad they brought my son back from the television show. I thought, and I like the fact that they gave him his actual suit with the mask, and the fact that they said his actual name, like
Mm-hmm.
Black Agon
Wait,
Bolton. But I like the way they did that. So it's like, if you're gonna use the material, be true to it. I'm cool with that. But then for them to be like, oh, Black Bolt can destroy you with a single whisper of his mouth. What mouth?
oh really? What mouth? And just, but see now, if they would have left it at that, if they would have just left it as, oh, his mouth is gone.
Right. But
But did you have to do him that? Did you have to do him that dirty?
but here's my thing with that also, and this is the thing I'm a little confused about in hindsight. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong because I get the fact that, like, we all know that they say energy is never destroyed, it's only transferred from one form to another, right? And it's like how energy has, when it's released, has to go somewhere. So I get it, like if he made that whisper and that whisper turned into the supersonic scream and it couldn't go anywhere, but isn't his body already evolved to produce and protect himself from it? So it's like, why did that kill him the way it did?
Thank you. Thank you.
That doesn't make sense to me. Just like the way Thor was getting electrocuted by a taser in freaking Ragnarok.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How do you electrocute the god? How do you electrocute the god of thunder? That doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Right.
What's next? We're gonna drown Aquaman.
Like, come on. You're gonna have Batman catch rabies from a bat? Like, come on. I know that doesn't fall within it. It's still funny, though.
Yeah. I'm a little.
Come
I'm
on,
just.
here. Have
I'm.
man bat catch rabies from a bat.
That's better. All right.
All right.
But listen, man, I just didn't. I don't get why they did that to have everyone so hyped for that shit to fall flat the way it did. Honestly, if they were gonna do the whole that universe's group didn't need to be the Illuminati if that was the case. The Illuminati should have been like you said, from across the multiverse and stepped up and been like, all right, this is what happened. Or they could have actually had the reason the Illuminati was actually formed in the comics, but we'll let it slide.
Like I said, because again, multiverse, because things happen differently. Things happen differently throughout the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
They could have easily did the style, Council of Reed style, where the one Reed Richard was like, yo, let's all get together. Because they said, so, I don't know. A lot of it didn't make any sense. Because, like, again, it should have been the multiverse. So, first off, it should have been the multiverse. Should have been, like, they could have definitely did I would have accepted the Tom Cruise Tony Stark for if they were just gonna kill them all, they should have been they should have went with the Tom Cruise Tony Stark. If they just want to kill him, they were just gonna kill them all.
Honestly,
I would have happily watched would have watched him get crushed in his own suit. And
they probably couldn't afford that.
Out of his suit.
That's probably what it was.
True. That's a big possibility. But then to have Professor X have his neck mentally snapped? What?
Yeah, that's another thing that's got me. Like, I don't understand how. And I get that Wanda makes the impossible possible, and she's a powerful telepath. But for her to kill Xavier in his own mind, if Jean Grey did that, all right. But for Wanda to do it,
like even the Phoenix Force couldn't do that,
right?
Like, the Phoenix Force did kill Xavier, but like it was a fight. It was an actual battle. So you're telling me that she's stronger than Xavier's son from Legion?
Hey, but here's another thing with that too, is that like, everyone keeps forgetting Wanda is self-taught. And Wanda only had her powers for a few years. Xavier, who's had his powers since like he was a teenager or preteen, who's basically mastered every form of telepathy, gets nah, man. I don't care if she's read the Darkhold forward and backwards.
Nope. You're not gonna tell me that she's gonna be able to take out the strongest telepath in the entire Marvel universe. No. Not without a fight. You had him go against Apocalypse, the first mutant. Come on now. Come on now. And the problem, here's the worst part. It wasn't even the movie Charles Xavier. It was he was portraying the comic book Professor Xavier.
The 97
the 97 animated cartoon Professor Xavier. Who is questionably actually stronger than the movie Xavier. Because he has years under his belt. Years underneath his belt. And a strong understanding of the mutant gene. Because here, think about it this way. Okay. The Wanda from our universe, she got her powers. I mean, she had powers. But her powers were enhanced by the Mind Stone. Right? This is to our understanding, the information which they've given us.
Well, I always took it that the Mind Stone just unlocked her power, not necessarily enhanced them.
I mean, well, wouldn't it be the same thing?
Yes and no, because like, okay, so like you just brought up the Phoenix. Like Jean Grey was a level 5 mutant, had untapped potential, but then the Phoenix enhanced it.
To make her beyond Omega level.
Right.
That's true. So
So we
where
we have Wanda who has the X gene, and then like the Mind Stone kickstarted her power, and then everything she's done since then has just made it stronger. But I'm still confused to how she had this massive jump in power.
right? Because now the question is, how long has it been since Westview and this? How long has she been sitting there reading the Darkhold? Like, come on. Like, it don't take that long to read a book. You see how thin that book was? She had to have read it forward and backwards in that time frame. How does she go from unknowingly taking over a town to even after she got done doing that, she still didn't understand how to use her powers, to just making full illusions, bending reality, able to walk through the mirror dimension. Because that's what it's a mirror dimension. It's a completely different dimension. She was just able to just ever so lightly bloop, 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 right through without even trying. So where's the time frame? What's the power scale? This is the point. This is and here's the thing that I was trying to get at. All right, well, we know that this is a part of the reason why our Wanda is so strong, because of the Mind Stone, the Darkhold. But why was their Wanda that strong? Am I right or wrong? Why? How was? Because technically, if that's their universe of Professor Xavier, that means mutants are a thing. That means Wanda is a mutant. So if she's just a normal mutant, what is it that made her power, that makes her able to just murk out the smartest and strongest minds of her universe?
That's a great question.
And it wasn't explained whether, okay, since Wanda's dreamwalking as her, she now has the same power and strength as Wanda,
Or she
as our
projected
Wanda.
her, or did she project her own power into that body? Like that was never clear. Like so,
Exactly.
if an Xavier that was paralyzed projected his consciousness into another Xavier that could walk, does that mean that Xavier that could walk is not paralyzed?
Dude, they, bro, oh my god, thank you. Now we about to run it back. We about to bring it way back to after X3, after Xavier, air quote, died, because apparently Xavier died at the end of X3,
Right?
but then shows up at the end of the Wolverine with Magneto. So everyone's like, what? Huh? How? And apparently, at the end of X3, there's a post-credit scene where it shows Xavier waking up in a hospital. Come to find out, he had transferred his consciousness to his twin brother's mind, who was in a vegetated state, and he was still in a wheelchair. So now that begs the question, like you just said, because Xavier's crippled. If he pushes his consciousness into a non-crippled Xavier, how does that Xavier become crippled? Or disabled? Pardon me, disabled.
It's a great question, right?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. I enjoyed the movie, but that right there ruined the movie for me.
I'd
That
watch
whole
it if it was
Illuminati
on. I wouldn't
scene,
buy it.
yeah. That whole Illuminati scene right there absolutely killed the movie for me. It killed the entire movie for me, because that was the one thing that they hyped up the most. That they hyped up the most of the entire promotion for this movie. The Illuminati. Charles Xavier, Illuminati. Who else is going to be on the Illuminati? I don't know. Who they're going to show. So it's like, for them to then give us that, and only have them be in the movie for 10 minutes. Yeah, major letdown. Major letdown. They nah. Like I said, the rest of the movie I found interesting. I found it was fun. It was entertaining. I liked the fact that I did have that bit of a horror aspect. I just feel like they really should have just Feige should have stopped dicking around and just let it go hard R. So let it go all the way R. We would have got it would have been more entertaining that way. But it felt
hard.
like yeah, you know, I just feel like it felt like an unsatisfying sex. You get right there. You get right there. You're real close. You're close. You're almost there. And then they stop.
Oh my god. Oh
Right
my
before
god.
right before you get yours, they stop. That's what the horror aspect of this felt like. Felt like it was getting scary. It was getting there. Oh, it was right there at that line of having the full feel of a horror movie, and then it just didn't. I feel like the only scene that actually felt that gave horror feel was the scene when she's chasing them through the tunnels.
Yeah.
That's it. That is literally it. And then I guess a little bit of when they were going through the what was it? I'm not gonna lie, the one point that made me really actually jump was when they got to I always forget the name.
So the place where the Darkhold was, where it was transcribed.
Yep. Madrigal. And the fire revealed the monster, that one monster right there. All right, that's the only thing that really made me jump. I was like, oh, all right. Oh, wow, I was like, it was pretty good. But everything after that, like I said, literally felt like it was like right there, but didn't fully satisfy. It didn't finish, so to say. I don't know. Do you share my assessment on that?
Not quite as vividly, but yes.
Even then with the whole zombie strange thing, even that wasn't what I was expecting it to be.
At all.
Was it fun? Oh, absolutely. I thought it was awesome. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, I feel like it was a bit of a cop out because Strange wasn't actually there. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was a bit of a cop out, but it was a fun cop out in a way. It was something different because I was expecting that. I was expecting it to actually be Marvel Zombie Strange and him actually have to fight that version of himself. I'm thinking that's by the promotion of this film, I was under the impression that Strange was going to have to fight multiple different versions of himself as they go through the multiverse.
Right.
He only fought one. One of him was murked out before he even got to the universe. One got murked out before the movie even started. One got murked out before the movie even started. One got murked out before he got there, and the other one murked out his universe, and the only other one that he fought. So I feel like that was lackluster too. And then I feel like the CGI on the Eye of Agamotto was trash. I didn't like the CGI for the third eye. I didn't like it at all.
I don't like the concept of the third eye at all. Period.
Well, the idea is it's supposed to be the true eye of Agamotto. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the true eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, they could have did something better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or at least make and the fact that it's Sam Raimi, a person who already knows how well practical and CGI effects work well together, for him to have so much CGI in this movie upset me. It upset me a lot. Because like it's Sam Raimi. He's like he knows he literally he's the one that made horror what it is, or at least what it was.
That's a
He
bold
made a
statement.
movie. No, he made a movie that was so scary that they banned it. Evil Dead, when it first came out, it was a film festival movie that blew up. That absolutely blew up because of how terrifying, bloody, and scary it was for the time. To the point where it got banned from being filmed, from being shown anywhere in the United States, whether it be film festivals, theaters, anywhere, for like 2 years. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell actually went to war with the government to get the movie unbanned. And after the movie got unbanned, the government's like, all right, fine. But from now on, these are the rules and regulations for a horror movie, for it to be viewed and put out there. He is literally the reason why horror movies have the rules and regulations they do now. All because of Evil Dead. Because at the time it was, dude, come on, they had a tree rape a woman, man.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Evil Dead? They
No.
literally have a forest run a train on a woman.
Yeah, that's gives new to meaning to being hung like having a tree trunk.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Sam Raimi, when it comes to horror, everybody talking about George R.R. Martin. They talk about George Romero. Nah, they talk about fantasy with R.R. Martin. No, I meant to say Romero. They talking about Romero with the zombies and stuff. No, Sam Raimi. He literally is a man. Listen, you got to watch Evil Dead. You got to watch the first Evil Dead. It still holds up. It does. Not the new one. Not. I mean, actually, no. People actually said they really liked the remake. The remake they did. They said it was actually pretty scary too.
I'll put it on the list.
But yeah, so I was expecting Sam Raimi to do more practical effects, which would have made it more terrifying. Because he's already done a single eye thing before. It was in Evil Dead 3, which was Army of the Dead. Yeah, Bruce Campbell ended up growing a third eye on his shoulder, which ended up turning into a whole another him.
What?
Yeah. So he literally had.
Turning into a what?
He actually had a second person grow out of Bruce Campbell's shoulder, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to find where I can watch this shit like immediately. Apparently.
Now there's 3 of them. There's Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and then the third one is it's a little wonky. He gets like sent back in time through this portal that gets opened up from the book. And then there's a whole adventure like in medieval times, and he has to save them from the evil and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's something else. It's absolutely something. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I'll still watch it today. But yeah, so Sam Raimi, dude, Sam Raimi. Exactly. Oh yeah, we got people watching now. Finally, yes, and there's a TV show. There's also a TV show as well. It's Ash versus Evil Dead.
Is that what that's about?
Yep, Ash versus Evil Dead. It's a spin-off show for Evil Dead. Yep, Ash versus Evil Dead, bro. It's actually good. I watched it all the way through. Like I watched it all the way. I think there's like 3 seasons. It's on Netflix.
Now, does Bruce Campbell reprise his role?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, goes through the entire show.
Interesting.
Yeah, like dude, I'm telling you, it's like the whole Evil Dead thing it's hands down like top tier, dude. It is top tier. Like I said, Sam Raimi and changed the way people have to do horror. And for him to not, again, he probably had a lot of stipulations from Feige on what he could do and stuff like that. But still, like there should have been no problem with with the practical effects of things. Like I felt there was way too much CGI in that movie. Way too much CGI. And it just upset me. Upset me on that part. I don't know. That's just where I think about it. I've heard a lot of people saying the same thing, that it wasn't as good as they wanted or as good as they expected it to be. But I don't know. For me it could have been better. They definitely could have been more to it. Wow. But we'll see, because then we got Clea at the end. So that's gonna be interesting too.
Yeah, and I have a theory about that, but I'll wait till a later time to share it.
Oh, okay. I mean, because it took me a while because I totally forgot about Clea. Clea is supposed to be Stranger's wife from the dark dimension. She's Sorcerer Supreme, and like she just pops up out of nowhere talking about, "Hey, you caused what was it? Was it convergence? Come with me." All right, and this man's literally just like, "I bet." Opened his third eye and went through. I'm like, really? No. Who are you? Where are you from? What's going on? Just okay.
Well, this is where I think the whole premise for the Secret War comes into play, because that's how that came about in the books, because they had too many dimensions converging on one another.
This is true. Which I feel like I personally haven't read through Secret Wars, so you have way more information on Secret Wars than I do. But what I do know is we have one person says that there was a lot of things on the cutting room floor. They left a lot on the floor. I agree. I definitely agree. There's I don't know. I feel like there's from what I know, because I played their mobile games, Marvel's mobile games, Future Fight, as well as I didn't play Contest of Champions, but I played the new one that they got. What is it? Future Revolution, and that's literally the same premise. It's literally the exact same premise. It's the fact that there's multiple universes, we're converging on each other, destroying each other. There's villains from the other universes trying to like destroy. They were trying to save their universe by destroying the other universe that was trying to encourage on them. But what Vision ended up doing is, since Vision has the power to what is it, to pass through things. I forgot what the exact word for that is. phase. He has his phasing ability. What Vision
Density
is a
shifting.
density shifting. Yeah, phasing, density shifting. So what he ends up doing, he ends up using his ability to density shave, a phase. He goes into the convergence machine that they were trying to use to like they were trying to use it to separate the universes, but it didn't have enough power. So Vision sacrifices himself to say, you know what? I'm just gonna phase all the universes together. So he uses his power to phase and phases all the universes into one. So now you have multiple Stranges running around, multiple Caps, and multiple of all the other heroes running around. Like literally, as you're going through the missions, you come across a circle of Spider-Man. Like all the different versions of Spider, like Spider-Punk and all of them, all sitting there in a circle talking. And it's just like it got to a point where they're like, hey, can you get the Spider-Man to go and save stuff? Eventually, it had to be like, listen, there's a bunch of Ultron droids that are going around destroying this lower part of Queens, blah, blah, blah. It's like, wait, Aunt May lives lives near there. Oh no, Aunt May. And so they all look at each other, get together, and run off to go save Aunt May. Like, so I feel like that would be really cool. But I feel like their budget isn't big enough for that. I know they're the mouse, but they want to be able to do that. Now, somebody just brought something up, a good change of topic here. Did you see the She-Hulk trailer? Because that is, I got a lot to say on that, but if you've seen it, I want your opinion on it first.
Well, my whole thing is I want to know how true are they being to this character. That's always my biggest thing. Because I like the girl who's playing her. I was a big fan of Orphan Black. So I've seen that she's got some range, she's got some depth, she's definitely got some skill when it comes to acting. So she's got my vote, my stamp of approval, my vote of confidence. I'm not sure how much that means, but it's there. But my thing is I want to see where they're gonna go as far as the story. Like I was watching this one thing on Instagram, and they were talking about how like all the major Avengers have either from the original team have either phased out or been replaced, and the only one who hasn't been replaced by a female is Chris Evans.
Oh, well, technically no, because now we got Agent Carter, both halves of her.
Oh, never mind. You're right. So let's. So I'll take that back. You're
both halves of her.
So what I'm taking from it, it's going to be a little political, but it's going to be kind of fun also, and that's always a good bonus.
Yeah. Now, for me, where I feel like the drawbacks are coming is that CGI. I'm not a fan of the CGI for her at all. I hope maybe they clear that up later on down the line before it actually premieres. But I really, really feel like she doesn't have enough texture. Like, she's so shiny. Like, if you look at Bruce, even in his Professor Hulk form, or even in just Hulk form, he has texture. You know what I'm saying? You can see the hairs on his arms. You can see the veins. You can see the muscle. You can even in the Edward Norton, when he jumped when he was fighting with his first big fight with Abomination, like the big finale, he jumped off the plane. He stands up and he like flexes, and you see the muscles in his pecs ripple. like muscles. Yeah. So I just feel like, and even with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, he may not be as jacked and Diesel, but even then, like you see, like as he moves, his muscles move, his pecs, they flex and move. I feel like with her, she just looks like a big woman.
Oh my God.
There's nothing hulkish about her besides the color of her skin.
Well,
To me,
it's also one of the things where Jan, when she transformed, she was a little bit more leaner, opposed to being,
like
the size of
jacked.
but opposed to being like you could tell like she was someone who hit the gym, opposed to being like a full on gym rat. Now, don't get me wrong, I've
Yeah,
seen some bulky women that are beautiful, but
yeah,
I think it's also because it's the first time we're really getting a full on CGI female character like that.
that's true. That's true. So they probably haven't like fine tuned it. I agree. I just feel like even if they given her more muscle definition, I think that's more so where I'm trying to go, or what I'm trying to say is I feel like the character needs to have a little more muscle definition.
Yeah, I think they're
Like
trying to just toe a line with it.
yeah, but that's my problem. Then it's like, why are you feminizing it? Why are you feminizing it? The whole point of the character She-Hulk is to be a badass. That she can dress feminine and girly and stuff, but if she flex too hard, she ripping out her suit.
True.
So at least give her a little more muscle definition, and again, that's not to say, just want to clarify, that's not to say to make her masculine. But being muscular, there's no feminine or masculine about it. Muscular is muscular. Just muscle definition. You know what I mean? Just because she's a female and a female character, why her legs gotta be so shiny? Women got leg hair too. Women got arm hair. Women got armpit hair. Like, even like there's no. That's also what I mean by detail. Like, I feel like she's missing detail. She's missing definition. Even in her face when she smiles, I feel like her skin was like too elastic like. It looked too rubbery. It honestly looked too fake. Because if you look at Hulk, if you look at his Hulk's character, he fits into his environment. He doesn't look out of place. And you would think, and especially in Endgame, a 7-foot tall green giant sitting in a cafe will look off.
He was listening, man. I don't want to hear that. I refuse to acknowledge Professor Hulk. What good is a Hulk that doesn't smash?
Hey, listen, my man, he was getting a lot of clout, so who knows? He could have been smashing. Look, bro,
Yeah.
at the end of that trailer, she was smashing. She picked that man up like a baby. That man looked at her like, "This is the most interesting date I've ever been on." She's like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "You want some more fries?" She's like, "Yeah, let's get that to go." What? And then picked this man up like a baby and brought him to the room. So who's to say, Bruce? Who's to say Professor Hulk wasn't getting in it? He was definitely getting in it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? Like the CGI, it fit. Like he fit within the environment in which she was in. The scene where she's sitting in the bar talking to her friend, she looked completely like out of the frame or out of the scene. She didn't look like she belonged there. Maybe the lighting on her was not exactly right. And I also feel like they didn't even mocap her face to even look like the actress. Here, let me personally bring up a photo. My bad, actor. My bad. I said actress. Actor. Tatiana Maslany. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, and then, yeah, I just don't feel like she really looked too much like her character. On the other hand, they literally just like skin grafted Bruce's face. I'm sorry, Mark Ruffalo's face onto Hulk.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. That's just my thing. I just feel like I'm excited to see what the story is. Like you said, I'm really excited for the story. I really want to see how it plays out. We got Tim Roth coming back as Abomination, and we actually get to see him transform in the trailer, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited. I just hope that before the final finished product, they tighten up on her CG, because I feel like because this is our first fully CGI female character, they need to do her right. They need to do her justice.
But it also might be one of those things where it's going to be a process, because and I was actually literally just thinking about this. It took them a good 10 years to get the Hulk right. I mean, you remember that Hulk movie with Eric Bana.
Yeah. Well, even then, you got to look at the CGI capabilities at that time, though.
Yeah, this is true, but I'm also saying, like, in the fact that like look at the way that movie was in like another movie that was CGI heavy of its time. Like, that was like what, 2003, 2004. So if we look at like another movie at CGI heavy around that time, it'll be like, oh, all right, maybe this, you can see how it progressed or how it just didn't work. It all depends on the odd person who's doing the programming too.
Yeah, that was like 03 with Eric Bana.
Like, you could see the female figure one way, and I could see it a whole nother.
Yeah, this is true. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm interested. You know, hopefully, like you said, hopefully it's a process. Hopefully they are able to, fine tune her along the way as things get better.
And now that you bring up the Abomination again, I want to touch base on that real quick, because we saw him in the 10 Rings in that Fight Club with Wong.
Yep.
So is he getting like work release? Like, what happened there? I don't.
I think maybe he escaped, and that was Wong bringing him back.
Well, they seem like he took a dive, like they had the whole thing scheduled. Like, I'm not sure if he was just making some money on the side or what was going on there. But the thing that's got me interested is, like, once again, and this is my issue, and I spoke about this before. If we have a villain who is a bad guy, sometimes they just gotta let the bad guy be the bad guy. They keep trying to give redemption to characters, man, who don't necessarily, I don't want to say don't need it, but it's like, if every bad guy winds up being the good guy, it's like, well, who are we fighting now?
Yeah.
And hell, going back to that incredible Hulk movie, we still don't know whatever happened to the leader.
You're right. Yep.
I'm waiting for a good decade to see when he was gonna pop back up.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's kind of like they forgot about him.
Listen, with our luck, the leader won't even want the Hulk's body. He'll want She-Hulk's body. He'll want to put his mind inside her body.
You sure it's his mind that he wants to put inside her body?
Oh, listen, man, don't be that guy,
I'm just
Power.
saying.
Listen,
Just saying.
I'm telling you, with our luck, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We've already got Professor Hulk now. You know, he's eating eggs at diners and handing out tacos. Look at me, I'm wearing shirts now. Like, no, you look like a bitch. Someone get him off screen.
Even he was like, I like this shirt. He just like rips it off. Rah. Hulk smash? Like, nah, I feel you, but I mean Professor Hulk is a part. Professor Hulk is a crucial part in the evolution of the Hulk. And the
I don't
evolution
want
of
to hear
being
that.
able to get. He is, because after the whole Professor Hulk situation, that's when we start to see more cohesion and more teamwork between Banner and Hulk. And then we also start to see Hulk open up more and start to speak more.
I don't need him to speak. I need him to break shit.
But we definitely need him. We definitely need him to speak, because Hulk has been through. If you look at the Hulk has been through some shit. And when you go through some shit, sometimes you need to talk about it.
So we're gonna have his big ass sit in a therapy group session. That's what we're gonna have.
I Hulk. I've been to hell and back and fought the one below all and came back to life.
Hi, Hulk.
You be sitting up there with A-Bomb, She-Hulk, Red She-Hulk. So, we're here to talk about who else has been through hell and back. Some of us, literally, Mephisto, Ghost Rider. Nice to see you again. Can you just douse your flames a little bit? You're gonna set off the smoke alarms.
Like, I'm already seeing it, man. I'm already seeing it.
But yeah, I mean, the few times he does talk, it is prolific to the story. Especially when we find out that Hulk is one of the only people that remembers Spider-Man as Peter Parker. Literally the only person that remembers. He literally states, "Is like, you made Banner forget. Hulk remembers. Hulk remembers always. He remembers everything." So that'll be a nice thing that they could use in like the multiverse. Oh, things change, but Hulk is an anachronism. He's the one that remembers how things used to be.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So that's something I think I would definitely like him to talk more. But then within that, it opens up the door for us to see other versions of Hulk. It opens up the door for us to see, what's his name? Joe. Gray Hulk.
Oh my! Did he just say Gray Hulk? Listen, Gray Hulk is dead or gone. We're not resurrecting Gray Hulk.
I'm just saying,
I barely want to see the red one.
Yeah, this opens up the door for us to see Worldbreaker Hulk. This opens up the door for us to see This opens the door for us to eventually see his kids. Matter of fact, speaking of that, we was talking about the other day. I cannot remember what the name of Hulk's second son was. There's Scar. Now this one, Hirokala. Bro, if you don't know about him, look him up. He's the only being known so far that is able to combat the power cosmic. Like, the power that he has is literally the ability he negates power cosmic.
Okay. So
he got to a planet and viewed this whole planet with Um, with I forget what the name of this power is. Genius. Where is it? Powers. What is the? Because it has a specific name. The old power was corrupted and unstable and made a different power by combining old power and cosmic power known as new power. The new power is simply all the attributes of old power and power cosmic rather than new powers do. Okay, that's just old power. Okay, what's the difference between old power? Where I can't say this name. I don't know how to say this name. It starts with a K. I can't even say it. But yeah, he ends up becoming the host of Captain Universe. Like he poisons Galactus by imbuing a whole planet. He imbues an entire planet with this the power cosmic. Allows Galactus to eat the planet, and then is like, all right, leave me alone. You're gonna stop trying to follow me, or I will go around to every single planet in this galaxy, poisoning it, and you will never know. You will never.
That's gangster.
So, or be afraid of what your next meal is gonna be.
He said, "Get down or lay down." That's what he said.
And sure enough, Galactus beat feet. He beat feet and left him alone. And then his whole goal is he's in the search for Hulk. He wants to kill Hulk. He wants to kill his father because he feels that his father abandoned him on Sakaar. Yeah. So the way the story goes is Hulk has Scar, right? They have Scar. He knows about Scar, whatever. But when he leaves Planet Hulk, when he leaves Sakaar, he didn't know that his shorty was pregnant again. So he leaves, and then his son, Hirokala, is actually born in the midst of the destruction of Sakaar.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's born while the planet is being destroyed. So, he's just traveling the universe looking for his father. To the point where when he gets to Earth, he becomes a whole problem. He starts throwing meteors at the Earth. So that Agents of Smash, A-Bomb, Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk, everyone has to band together to stop these meteors before they destroy the planet. So, yeah, Hirokala is he's a problem. He's a whole menace. Like, he looked Galactus in the eye and said, "Try me if you want. I dare you." So, I believe he actually ran in. I believe he had a run-in with Gore at one point too. Like, so yeah, there's dude, there's a lot. You really want to check this guy out. So, it's pretty it's pretty lit, the story of Hulk. So seeing this Professor Hulk opens up so many more doors, so many more avenues to like to Hulk. Because I definitely want to see Worldbreaker Hulk. I want to see our full on Hulk come back, and I want to see that dynamic between Bruce and Hulk. Them being able to communicate and have that understanding of each other.
Yeah, all right. I feel like we're gonna get something more Jekyll Hyde.
Yeah. Maybe yeah. I'll take Jackal Hyde too. I'll take Jackal Hyde. Bruce is trying to be calm and collect. Hey, listen, you don't want to do this. Hulk's like, do it, I dare you, do it. Come on, do it, I dare you. So I can definitely see that. I would definitely love to see that, even in Jackal Hyde style. So
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
more Khalil painkiller.
Oh yeah, I would love. Dude, don't say that. 'Cause now you're gonna make me sad. You're gonna make me all the way sad now, bro. Like, I'm really tight that they canceled Black Lightning
You and
because
me
it
both.
it was actually getting good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, it had a rocky start. It had a very, very, very rocky start. But like you really gonna cancel it once it starts getting good? When at the like I can understand canceling because it was too political when it first came out. Oh, this is not the look that we want for us. Okay, cool. But you literally cancel it when it actually starts to turn away from the political and actually just starts focusing on the superhero and superheroing. Come on now. This is BS. And then just for them to just absolutely murder the Arrowverse to begin with. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. That upset me. That whole dynamic between Painkiller, it was just I don't know. It was great. I loved it.
Oh
The
yeah.
fact
Oh
that they had that cohesion was necessary. I don't know. Now, damn, bro. Now you really just made me sad about that. I'm really disappointed now. Damn.
just playing the hand I was dealt.
And there ain't no way that we're going that's gonna be revived. There's no way possible I can see them trying to bring that back.
Oh hell no. There's absolutely no way.
Because Flash is getting canceled after this. I think they're doing one more season. Either this is the last season or they're doing one more season.
Not
Um
they canceled everything. They canceled Batwoman and they canceled Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah, Batwoman should have been canceled after the first season. Oh yeah, Legends of Tomorrow should have
Oh
been canceled after season 3. They definitely should have been canceled after season 3. Because then it just started to get into it just started to get weird after that. Like, and then they just started using it as something that to hold their secondary characters when they weren't using them in the main show. So yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Legends Tomorrow being canceled. Um I'm just mad it wasn't canceled sooner.
hmm.
What else are they canceling. Oh, wait, don't they have a new superhero show up there though?
They
Naomi?
yes, I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. So and she's actually supposed to be a part of the Arrowverse.
She was affiliated with DC. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if she was actually
DC.
part of the actual Arrowverse.
Yeah. So I just kind of feel like what they need to do instead of canceling these shows, they need to sell the rights to these shows to HBO.
Yeah. Because especially like with Black Lightning, like I could have definitely saw HBO Max doing something
Ooh.
real special with that.
Oh,
Painkiller
oh,
too.
Painkiller 2. Yeah, man. Painkiller 2. Oh man. Painkiller would have been. Oh, thank you, Jack. Is right. All DC is falling. Oh, failing. They failing, falling. They're just they're dropping horribly. And there's nothing. Come on, you heard about everything that's going with Ezra, right? Ezra Miller.
What?
He got arrested twice in less than a month.
Yeah. I've never liked Ezra Miller as a Flash. I thought he was a little too much for me.
He was way too goofy. Way too goofy. Like, I'll be honest, bro. I started watching was it Secrets of Dumbledore? Watching New Fantastic Beasts, bro. I don't want to finish
I
watching it.
refuse to acknowledge that movie after they replaced Johnny Depp.
Like, I can see the way they're going, because he's been like, apparently he was wearing like different skins and stuff like that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so apparently we got some new information from our viewers. Naomi's canceled as well. They canceled Naomi, and it literally just started.
Good God. So it sounds like the people at the CW are just over comic book shit in general at the moment.
Yeah, which is fine. I have it. Want to know where it all started? I'll tell you where it all started. They took over Supergirl. Supergirl poisoned the whole batch.
Oh my God.
They took over Supergirl after one season, which I wasn't mad at. I'm like, all right, cool. Because I don't know, where was Supergirl originally? ABC?
I want to say yes.
And that was just dreadful. That was absolutely dreadful. That CG, those practicals was dreadful. They looked like a bunch of cosplayers.
He said a bunch of
CBS. Thank you, Jack. It was CBS. Yeah. I knew it was something with a bunch of acronyms. There was a bunch of letters. But like, they literally look like a bunch of cosplayers. Like, come on, Red Tornado. That whole tornado was he looked like he was cosplaying, bro. Like even Robot Man in Doom Patrol looked better than him.
I have yet to watch Doom Patrol.
Oh, it is excellent. The first season is trippy, it is weird, it's good. It's really, really good.
Sounds like I shouldn't watch it sober. Copy.
No. I absolutely watched this sober. I watched this sober. It was great. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the first scene you get is Brendan Fraser's ass. And him just ramming this chick from behind.
Is this post metal body or pre metal body?
Pre metal body.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like, this truly shows. I feel like this show really shows that Brendan Fraser is a great actor, and he deserves to be coveted and like given roles, because all he is the voice. That's all he is in a voice. But the acting within that voice is phenomenal.
Well, we've already seen other people do that in different aspects. I am Groot.
Don't give me that.
I am
Don't
Groot.
give me that. The whole time, I can't do it. The entire time I hear this man saying "I am Groot," I'm hearing family.
Oh God!
I am Groot, family. I'm telling you, Rocket is translating wrong. Groot is literally saying, "You know it's faster than the speed of light? Family. You know it's faster than a flux capacitor? Family. No, it's stronger than Thor's hammer? Family." I'm telling you. I said we got the CW is getting ready to sell. You know that. Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they gotta sell to HBO for them to really survive this. They gotta sell to HBO. HBO is going, because HBO is already doing. They're already doing the Green Lantern show.
Oh my God! Let's not kick that hornet's nest.
No,
Please.
I'm interested. If they, as long as they use, give me a sec. I'm blanking on a man's name. I gotta bring him up. Do you know his name? That
Who are
played
you talking
Spartan.
about? That played who?
That played Spartan in Arrow.
Oh, the one that was John Diggle.
Yeah, John Diggle. But I'm talking about the actor.
Oh, I'm blanking on the brother's name too. Good God.
Cause that's the brother right there.
I'm ashamed of myself right now in this moment.
I am too. I am too. David Ramsey. God, I knew it. David Ramsey. Yes. If they go with David Ramsey, I will be happy. I will be content because I really feel like David Ramsey. I feel like he deserves to be Jon Stewart. He played all the years as a white man's chauffeur that was in a green suit. Then himself,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
then himself spending time in a green suit with a hood on, and then get downplayed into a side character wearing a helmet known as Spartan, and then they gave him the upgrade where his visor glows green. He's been around too much green. He has saved that white man's ass too many times
Oh
for him
my
to not
God.
get his own. He is a hero in himself.
He is. You're right.
Bro, he ran the entire organization by himself for a minute, training 5 new heroes on his own. Like, to me, he was the Arrow. Oliver Queen just ran around with the suit. The amount of bad decisions Oliver Queen would have made if not for John Diggle's character, astonishing.
Very true.
Astonishing. So I feel like that character deserves to get an upgrade. He deserves one last upgrade. They gave him the ring. We've already seen him battling and making the decision to finally accept the ring's calling. Because he did that three-parter with him. Like, because he was in Flash, Batwoman, and
He was in Supergirl too, wasn't
Supergirl. Was it? No, Supergirl wasn't a part of that one.
he? Yeah,
He was
he
in Superman.
definitely was.
Oh no, he was in Supergirl. But I'm talking about for the 3-part thing, it was Superman and Lois, Flash, and Batwoman.
I could have swore he was in there Supergirl.
Yeah, no, he was in an episode with Supergirl. He was in an episode with Supergirl. Oh, actually, hold on, maybe it was a 4-part crossover.
That's another thing, son. When you got him popping up, helping other people all across the all across
Yeah,
the states, he's
if
a
it wasn't for
Batwoman
him,
too. Because I remember he ran into Lucius Fox's son.
yeah, he ran into Luke, and that's the reason why Luke actually decided, you know what, I can be a hero and put on that suit. Oh, mind you, if you want to watch the last season of Batwoman without having to pay money for it, it's on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, you saw the last season? I didn't. I didn't
Listen,
watch. I started watching it.
when they told me the Joker was black, how could I not sit through it?
Oh yeah, that's why I was gonna start looking through that. Yeah, yeah. So hold up, maybe yeah. I think you're right. It was a 5. I think it was a 5-episode crossover where it was. I'm trying to get a list of the crossover. Yeah. Future more confusing. David Ramsey appears. Supergirl. Wait. Am I missing the? Is it an episode where he actually fully becomes Green Arrow or Green Lantern.
Not to my knowledge.
Arrowverse makes Diggle's Green Lantern future more confusing. David Ramsey appears on Supergirl, only serve to further confuse John Diggle's apparent destiny to become Arrowverse's Green Lantern. Warning: the following. I don't need that. Just give me the episode lineup, Jesus. My point is, yeah, he did that whole crossover through all the different shows, and the entire time he's fighting, he's fighting the ring because he's having headaches and everything. He's like sick and stuff like that. And so after he talks to Luke actually, like, he says something to him. He's like, "Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe yeah, there's something I gotta do." He's like, because Luke is like, "Do you want to come with me and help?" He's like, "I would, but there's something I gotta do first." And then he goes off, and we don't see him again at all. And I'm just like, no, that character deserves to actually, have a good stable footing in the show, in the DC. So we don't even know if he actually is coming back to play Green Lantern in the HBO series. Yeah, so I don't know. It's mad bothersome. It's mad bothersome because, as we already know, DC don't know how to do nothing right. They can't do anything right. Only they can do right is animated movies and animated shows. That's it. Nothing else.
Wow, just swinging right for the fences.
They name one live action thing. They can barely do video games right, dude.
So you want me to name one live action thing that DC has done correct?
Uh-huh.
The original Wonder Woman.
The first of Wonder. Okay, you mean the OG Wonder Woman, or you mean the first Wonder Woman movie with Gal?
The first one with Gal Gadot.
All right, I'll give you that one. But they then proceeded to trash that later on as well.
Jesus. Once again, my thing with that second one was, I don't believe people are that selfless. It's like you gave everyone in the world what they wanted, and people were supposed to recount and rebuke. Nah, that wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't happen.
Nope.
And I was expecting more of a knockdown, throwdown fight with her and Cheetah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, she got stomped at the end of the movie anyways. She still lost. All she did was appeal to his better nature, which still should not have worked. Not to mention that she raped the man in the movie.
Wait, what? Oh my God! Are
Not
you
a lot of
over?
people realize this.
Oh my God!
That man's body was not consenting of that.
Oh my God! I'm gonna apologize for power, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm being straight up, point blank. There is some things going on in that movie that not a lot of people really caught or understood. That man's body was possessed. That man's body was possessed. He was not in control of his actions. Do I think he would have said no? No. I absolutely think he would have said yes. But did he? No, he didn't. He didn't get a chance. Nobody asked him, hey, would you like to have a man and a woman inside of you? Like, come on. Nobody asked him that. Nobody asked him.
Would you like to have a man and a woman inside you?
Like, come on now. Like even then, how do you ask that question? Would you like to have a man inside you and you being inside a woman? Like, come
Nah,
on,
listen,
now.
listen. Do you hear yourself as you're saying that? Could you imagine someone saying that to you? What's your reaction gonna be?
I'm like, listen, sir, no, thank you. I appreciate the offer. You know, I'm flattered, but no, thank you. No, thank you. But come on now. There was so many things wrong with that movie, and that was definitely one of them.
Good God. Oh,
Like,
all right.
like
Well, what
people don't think that way. People
you and me
don't think
both
this
like
way
the original
about it.
Aquaman.
Like, yes, that was that. But even then, I'm sorry. I have to say, Aquaman was Black Panther underwater.
Oh, good God.
It was. It's just the roles were a bit reversed. The roles between Arthur and Orman were just reversed between Killmonger and T'Challa. Everything else was pretty spot on. Just underwater. Have you seen the side by side comparison to of the trailers?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Shot for shot, just underwater. Am I wrong?
I didn't say you were right either.
Agreed, though. It was a great movie. It was. It was. I don't know how good number 2 is going to be. You know, so I'm not going
Listen,
to speak about that yet. I think I'm hoping that it's really good, but
they're doing a lot of editing from what I've been reading.
doing a lot of editing. So probably gonna have to use a lot of reshoots too. Like, now here's my thing. When an actor has a great movie, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes to do a sequel from that movie, and then gets inducted into the Fast and Furious family, it's over. It's not going to be a good movie.
What does one have to do with the other?
Because if you look at the cast of Fast and Furious, everyone that's in there as their career is pretty much over. It's like the Expendables, just with fast cars.
Oh my God.
But the Expendables is actually a good movie.
The Expendables is all right. All right.
Well, it's meant to be cliche.
But hold on, because I don't get where you're going with this. All right, because the issue with the Fast and the Furious is that they did way too much with it. Those movies now are not for the audience that they originally aimed at.
No, that's what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about back then. 1, 2, and 3 were great. I'll give 4 a 4. I thought 4 was pretty good. 5 is where it started to get a bit outlandish. He said, not John Cena.
But you know what the funny thing about that is? I didn't hate John Cena playing that character. I really didn't.
I didn't either. I feel like he played that character really well. I feel like the way they wrote the character
was terrible.
Yeah, but I feel like he played that character very, very well.
Like, I'm supposed to believe that he had a whole nother sibling that they've known this dude for 20 years and he's never once brought him up. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and he just so happens to become like this super spy. I agree with Tyrese. This is bullshit.
Right? And then on top of that, he was working directly under the guy who hired you for a job in the first place.
Exactly.
And the last 2 damn movies, nah, come on, man.
Okay, yeah, okay, Jack. I give you that. Peacemaker's good. I give you that. Peacemaker's good. I give you that 100%. Peacemaker's good. But again, I just want to point out that that's not DC. That's HBO. That's a DC character done by HBO. So I want to point that out. That's why Peacemaker was good.
He said that's why Peacemaker was good. Anybody else would have fucked it up.
I really feel like anyone else because it was because they allowed Peacemaker to be Peacemaker. They allowed Peacemaker to be the Peacemaker he is in the comic books.
They allowed him to be a cunt.
Dick.
They're like, he's out there talking about how he's eating dicks for liberty and everything else.
Exactly. So I feel like so Peacemaker doesn't necessarily count because of the people that it was produced by. HBO has a long track record of just greatness.
What about the Suicide Squad?
Who's the director of Suicide Squad?
The same guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, that's why they had a Marvel director do it.
Oh my fucking god!
They had to hire the competition. Yep, James Gunn. Thank you, Jack. James Gunn. They had to hire the competition to make a good movie. I know. You're gonna say the same thing about Joss Whedon and the Snyder and Justice League, but Joss Whedon went into that wanting to fuck it up. I really truly feel that way. I really feel like he went into that movie wanting it to be bad.
Well, it wasn't
destroying relationships with the actors, to redoing the whole script. Like, I don't know.
Well, hold on. Let's be honest. First and foremost, not everyone can sit through a 4-hour movie. People have trouble sitting through 2-hour movies. So that right there was kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Especially when we're talking about the modern day audience. That's kind of hard. But if you're someone who's a fan of the material and you can find the time, like for example, if you're someone who's seen The Lord of the Rings, you know there's the regular versions, the theatrical versions, and there's the extended versions. If you watch the extended versions, you can't watch the normal versions. It ruins it for you.
Yeah.
Just like how they have the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut is the Justice League movie. I don't care what no one says. I don't want to watch the regular one now because they ruined it for me.
Well, I want to point out that the original Justice League movie ruined it for itself. I watched that movie and didn't want to watch it anymore. I watched that movie and didn't want to watch it after watching that movie itself.
But it's also the fact that they shoved all this extra content into one movie. For example, we've already seen the way that didn't work because we were just talking about like the flaws like with Mortal Kombat. Like that first Mortal Kombat from like the 90s, it was all right. And it doesn't really stand the test of time well. But the second one, if you watch that shit now, you're like, what is this?
No. That second one, we watched it at the time and was like, what the f is this? That movie didn't so I give you that. The first Mortal Kombat movie, I will still go back and watch that today.
I would too.
Yes, CGI wise, it was actually lackluster for the times. There was better CGI work going on at the time. I give you that. I'll still watch that. Annihilation was bad for the time, bro. Forget about Annihilation standing the test of time. It didn't even stand within its own time.
But my whole thing was, like I said, it's the cram content. Yeah, you got characters that got cult followings, got 20, 30 years of history, and you're giving them 5-minute screen time to do some kind of fan appealment. And we already just talked about that with the Illuminati and some other stuff that doesn't work. So like if Annihilation had been broken into 2 movies that were 2 hours long, that might have worked.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, the story would have been able to be fleshed out a lot better. They would have been able to give each character a little more shine time. I feel like Jade popped up right after Moon Knight. There was a quick little fight with, if I remember correctly, because like I said, I watched it.
You mean Nightwolf?
Nightwolf. Let me get the shotgun right now.
Said Moon Knight.
Night Wolf. Thank you, Night Wolf. I clear. Yes, Night Wolf. If I remember correctly, Lou was training with Night Wolf, and it wasn't even a full training, so he can learn his animality. He
He like
opened his
knocked him
eyes,
out.
and yeah, and like he like opens his eyes and he's gone, and all of a sudden he just knows animality now, and then he wakes up to Jade, and then Jade's there just for the journey from where he was to Shao Kahn's castle. Of course, I believe they had a little fight scene there. Then turned to kind of have a fight scene. Bro, I barely remember the movie. It's so hard for me to remember that movie. But then the whole thing with Jax and the going through dimensions, the rolling ball, like Indiana Jones style, like balls through a tunnel kind of thing. Like, oh my
The
god!
fight with Smoke and Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and then
And Cyrax.
Cyrax. It was just, and then Melina showing up. Like it was just too much. If you weren't someone who didn't know who all those characters were, you were totally lost.
Absolutely. Honestly, I didn't even know who a bunch of those characters, I didn't know who Shiva was until I played newer games.
Neither did I.
I was like, who is this? She looks like, what was his name? Motoro.
Like a female Goro.
And I'm thinking Motoro, the centaur dude.
Yes.
And I'm like, is he a centaur or is he a centaur minotaur? Because he had horns like a minotaur, but with the body of a centaur.
Once again, I was just confused all around. I'll stay there.
But didn't he also have like a scorpion tail?
Yep.
What the hell? Oh, didn't we get introduced to Rain in that movie too?
Yes.
No, Ermac. We got introduced to Ermac.
They were both in the movie because Rain
right.
said that he had just killed two of the planet's greatest fighters, Cabal and Stryker, and then fucking Shao Kahn proceeds to kill him. He smacks him with the hammer and knocks him into the fire.
Oh yeah.
And then Ermac never really got explained either. So it's like there was just so much shit they did wrong in that movie.
Mm-mm. And then Raiden fighting without his Raiden powers, like not even gonna talk about the recast. I'll take it though. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it.
Them killing Johnny Cage in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Nah, there was just a lot of shit that could have been done better.
Yeah. I feel like in that case, you literally just gotta. Excuse me. I feel like you just gotta take the whole movie, ball it up, and throw it in the trash. That movie, you gotta start from scratch with that movie. Which is why, like, I feel like Annihilation Curse, the new Mortal Kombat movie that came out. Like, it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good. Like, I feel like there's a lot of lore that needs to be fleshed out for it to make sense. I'm tight that they did literally the best fighter so dirty like that. Like, how you really gonna kill off Liu Kang like that? I took that personal because I main Liu Kang, Kung Lao. They took out Kung Lao. They like I main Kung Lao, so I felt I took that personally.
But once again, my whole thing is also, but it's one of those things like where, if you have characters that go to war, there's going to be casualties. It's like you got to figure out who's susceptible to kill and who's not. And here's another thing. Just because if you have something that's based in the realm of supernatural or science fiction, characters can be brought back from the dead. It just needs to be done correctly.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen him and Liu Kang get brought back from the dead multiple times throughout the games. So I'm like, yeah, they're gonna bring him back, but like, he could have beat Shang Tsung. He could have beat him, and that's exactly why they killed him, because they wanted to shine light on this new Cole character.
Which I still don't. I get it. Like I figure I took him as like the whole like the player one character. Like it's you're someone who just started the game.
Like
What if you had to
Conquest.
create your own avatar? That's what I took from it.
Yeah, I took him as like the character from Conquest, Sujinko. Randomly out of nowhere, Sujinko. There we go. And I'm like, okay, because what game was it? Where you had the whole conquest mode and you like start, it has its own separate story, and you like start and run around as Sujinko as a child, and then you have and not as a child but as like a young martial artist, and you have to like work your way up to learn all these moves and become old man Sujinko that they have in the game. I forgot which game it was, but yeah, that's what I took him as. Like you said, that player one generic character, like your avatar kind of thing. But then like but now they're going on a journey to find Cage. No, Deception. Thank you, Jack. It was Deception. But now they're going on a journey to find Johnny Cage. I would have liked it if he was Johnny Cage. I would have accepted it if he was Johnny Cage. But now he's like some descendant of Scorpion.
Yeah, I was confused by that too. Why he needed to be so tied into the story, and like I was lost. Another thing that doesn't make any sense to me is the only English he speaks in that entire movie is "Get over here."
Thank you. I'm like, what? So he just knows how to speak. He just knows how to say "get over here."
He learned that in the Battles of Hell, did he? Like I don't.
Yeah. He was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. And like, my question is, when the hell did Cole learn Japanese? When did he learn Japanese?
I mean, if he was Japanese, he might have spoken it. I mean, just because he's a Japanese American doesn't mean he can't speak Japanese.
But that's the thing. They don't show him. They don't show that he has any knowledge of Japanese culture at all. You know what I'm saying? I can understand if they showed at some point, again, there's like a problem with connecting certain dots to make things make sense. If they showed that the character had some knowledge of his heritage, has some knowledge of Japanese culture, it would make sense that he knew Japanese. Even at some point, have him like maybe walking down the street and speak Japanese to to like a homeless person or a shop owner or something like that. All you need is that one scene, that one quick scene to establish that this character can speak Japanese. And then move on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, to leave it up in the air of, oh, that's his ancestor, he can understand him speak. Then why does he need to speak English when he says, get over here? Right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, nah, it makes sense.
It's just like, in that case, you should have had Sub-Zero and Scorpion be speaking English from the beginning.
Well, I mean, considering that the fucking original fight happened in like the 16th century, I don't think that would work.
Absolutely, but they've done it before.
Yeah, that is true.
That's where shit starts getting weird when you start messing up, like starting trying new things. If it worked right the first time, don't change it.
Mm-hmm.
You had all these Asian characters in the first movie speaking English. Why change it? Don't get me wrong. Like I like the actor that they had play Cole, but I feel like they, again, what the problem always is when it comes to these things, they wrote the characters so bad. And then his power, like the whole description of these powers was ridiculous. What, Kano has a power to shoot lasers out of his robotic eye? His eye wasn't even robotic at that time, right?
His eye wasn't robotic at all in the series.
Yeah, it wasn't. So I'm just like,
Excuse me. It wasn't the games. It was not in that movie. Excuse me.
Yeah, it wasn't in the games. It wasn't in the movie. So I'm like, no. The whole point of Kano having the ability to shoot lasers out of his eyes because he has cybernetics. That's the whole point. And for them to just be like, oh, you have power inside of you that it's going to allow you to do magic things. And all of a sudden he's just able to. To me, that's the equivalent of a snot laser. To see, it's out of one eye. What makes the one eye so special? Did he get magic nut in that eye or something like that? Like,
oh my god!
What makes that eye so special? Why is it just the one eye? Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. It's just I took it as once again, it was them doing a fan service, but it's like it wasn't explained well. I mean, they could have had that eye be bionic and then had the whole thing that like that's the reason why they came out of it, or it could have been just a feature of the eye. Like I don't know. That whole them giving everyone a special power shit, it kind of explained things, but in the same aspect, it didn't.
Yeah, it explained things to a point where it made them more confusing. Because it's like, you're telling me that these ancient Mortal Kombat gods knew that Jax was going to get his arms ripped off. So they gave him the power to upgrade his metal arms? Huh? So you're telling me these elemental gods, they saw all this, but they didn't see Shang Tsung trying to mess with the tournament. I understand that they can't intervene, but like, right? Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even remember who played Raiden. Why don't I remember who played Raiden? I feel horrible. I don't remember who played Raiden in that. Who played Raiden? I'm not even going to try to say his name. But yes, I remember him. I like him as an actor. But like, so yeah, there was a lot wrong with that movie that really could have been fixed. So I don't know. But there we have it. I think we're gonna call it for today. Listen, check us out, guys. We're gonna try to do these every Wednesday, but we also we got stuff we gotta deal with too outside of here. But we're gonna try to keep bringing these discussions and conversations to you guys. Outside of the super breakdown. So keep your eyes peeled. We are gonna be trying to do that the Dr. Doom breakdown. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Welcome back, Triage.
Thank you. A little technical difficulties there.
It's all good. But yeah, man. Let's call it for today. Listen, man. I feel like this conversation was good. It went a lot longer than expected.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Well, But that's exactly why I want to do these. You know what I mean? So we actually get a chance to talk, and then not be confined into that 1 hour time spot, or be confined to like that one specific topic. Um, yeah, as it, like with the super breakdown, as everything's like locked into a certain time frame and stuff. Um, but yeah, you guys check it out. The Super Breakdown. It's on Spotify. Also the website weeksmultimediagroup.com. Check out the podcast site. There's other podcasts up there. When we're going to be trying to bring these lives to you every other week, a lot more often. We might switch them to Tuesdays. We're just starting out, so we'll see. We'll see what you guys like. Definitely give us your feedback, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.